It's been exactly 10 years since a distraught Britney Spears fan uploaded a video to YouTube, begging the world to leave Britney alone right now. Crocker, who was 19 at the time, instantly became a viral star with his dramatic clip that showed him passionately, to the point of desperation, stick up for his 25-year-old music idol during her 2007 very public meltdown. "I mean it. Anyone that has a problem with her, you deal with me, because she is not well right now," Chris declared, mascara running down his cheeks. It was one day after Britney's Gimme More VMAs performance, which gained major criticism due to her lip-syncing, lackluster dancing, and physical appearance. God forbid America's pop princess would dare appear publicly without a flat stomach. What followed was a troubling downward spiral for the sometimes megastar, which saw her shave her own head, a curious act of defiance, after losing custody of her two sons, and later being hospitalized. A decade on, and Britney is a total success story. Her career has turned around. She has her kids back, and she's happily in love. Meanwhile, her one fan Chris isn't doing too bad either, and with hindsight, he's been able to reflect on his journey to YouTube fame on a deeper level. "Finally, I'm forcing myself out of the house and getting ready for work interviews. Some days depression takes hold of us and almost paralyzes our thoughts. That's when we must do anything we can to get our minds and bodies activated. Whether it is you writing, going for a drive, a walk, hell, even listening to a podcast that helps you. We must get activated, and not in a dwelling way. In a way that helps us learn new things to stimulate us in a healing way. Of course, none of it is simple, but I try to remember that I am not my shadow. I lead it. Wishing strength and love to every one of you today." Chris, a post shared by Crocker @Crocker on September 1, 2017 at 8:25 a.m. PDT. Speaking to Broadly, Chris opened up about the backstory of Leave Britney Alone, and how his own personal struggles inspired the viral clip. "I was obsessed with Britney from 4th or 5th grade on," he told the publication. "I loved music, and she was always my favorite performer. Ever since Baby One More Time, his whole room was Britney themed," Chris explains. And as her erratic behavior became more apparent, she became less of this untouchable pop star to him, and more human. "The reason I was so vocal about standing up for her was because my mom actually had just gotten back from the war in Iraq," Chris said. "She was a veteran. It was the same time that my mom was going through an addiction problem, and she became homeless. I had years of therapy to figure everything out. It was just two women who I really looked up to," he continued. "I was already defensive because I was trying to help my mom. Then, seeing my favorite pop star, who gave me inspiration, to be struggling as well, was a parallel. As for the naysayers who claim he did it for fame, I didn't care about the attention to me as much as I wanted literally just for Britney to know that her fans still loved her." Quote,